bugs don't die, they just need repair. Alright, welcome back to Bug Medic. So we're going to be making the cleaning solution today that I'm going to be using today in the ultrasonic cleaner. We've got ammonia, we've got Murphy's oil soap, then we have some soft soap, and then we have pine sol. So we'll be all mixing this up, and then we'll be applying it into the ultrasonic cleaner, and then we're going to start cleaning the parts for this Cedar Rapids bug. Okay, so we're going to start with, let's see, 2.5 of ammonia. Murphy's soap is going to be 1 cup. It's going to be 2. Let's see what I have left in here. I might not have enough, but we have 1 cup. So we're going to go with this. So I'm a little short on that one. And soft soap is going to be half. It's going to be half, so we're going to go in here. It's going to be, yep, about right there. And pine sol is going to end up being about 2/3 of a cup. It's double 1/4, yeah. Just a little bit over 2/3. There we go. Alrighty. I'm just going to top this off with the water. Alright, so I recommend getting a bin that you can put all your parts in. So here we have the dit and dah posts with all the screws I've taken off. The adjustments on here for the screws in and out to tighten them when you have them set to where you want on the contacts. Let's see here, I have the connecting post. Take some of these off. This is some of the insulators, but I have these. And then this is where the damper is. I had the rubber piece on it. It was completely brittle and just snapped, so I'm going to have to find that piece somewhere. That's just an O-ring. That'll be easy to find. But I have it. So the weights I have in here, the screws in here. So we'll be taking this all out. Then we have the shortening bar. Take that apart. And some of the parts up here for the adjustments. Yeah, so we'll get this all cleaned up. I'll have to take this apart. I'm going to do this in sections. So what we'll do is we'll do pull this out, do the main spring with the weighting bar on here and all these other parts. I'll take this apart here. There's a small screw, which is kind of nice. So let me move this out of the way. And then what we have here is, it's kind of one of those, it came with this basket, but it's like a, I guess you could say it's like a tea leaf kind of thing for brewing tea, but it's meant for this, and it just kind of closes in here. So you put the smaller parts in here, which is kind of nice so you don't lose them. Alright, so let's get this some parts put in here, and then we'll get this to the sonicator. Alright, so I have some of the parts in here. This basket's is a little full, and then I have the dit spring just kind of hanging from here. So I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to get this thing started. So let's go. I think that's 15 minutes. I don't want to go more than 15 minutes, and then I'm not sure. Oh, let's just see. 37, so it's around body temperature. Get that heated up, and then we're gonna go 15 minutes. I'm gonna go grab a brush to clean some of the parts. As this is running, I'm gonna get a brush, just kind of pull parts out and clean it as it's doing the sonication. Alright, so let's take a look at some of these things. So, open this up here. I'm just going to get some of this the brush and scrub it a little bit more. Yeah, this looks a lot cleaner. What I'll do is I'll brush these down. And then, like here. So I have this red Brillo pad. It's like the green ones, but this is for automotive. But I'm only going to do this on the screws themselves, like the threads. I'm not going to use this on the parts because it'll scratch them up. And what we're going to end up doing is rinsing all these in water, and then I'm going to put them in the toaster oven to dry them out, to get all this stuff out of here. So, oh wow, that's definitely a lot cleaner than it was. Okay, so we have this. I just want to eliminate scratching on any of this. And the other thing, this is any chrome that you have and you leave it in this solution too long, and it's going to start taking it down. It's going to remove the chrome. So we definitely want to get, this stuff off, and we'll see where we are. Damper. Wow, this definitely did come a lot cleaner. Here's the weights that look a lot better. Pull this out. Spring right there. Wow, this turned out really clean. There's a little bit of discoloration on here. Just getting this in the water to rinse off all the cleaning solution off of it. I'll do this, kind of move this around in here. Alright, second rinse. Move all this stuff over here. Just get most of the water off. Wow, that really came clean. I'm actually really happy with the sonicator. Alright, so we've got everything clean in the sonicator. I scrubbed some of the parts that I wanted to. Again, I used some of this, this is automotive Scotch-Brite on the threads of the screws. And then I double rinsed it in water. So now I'm just going to bake this out a little bit just to get some of the water out of these inner threads on, you know, the weights and then these posts to make sure I get all the water out of there. So I'm just going to bake it for like 15-20 minutes at 200 degrees. So let's just get this in here. Alright, so the next step is to clean the rest of that hardware for the bug, which would be the arm, which includes the mainspring and the weight bar, and then some of the other small pieces that I had. So yeah, we'll get to that right after this. Alright, again, that was 15 minutes. Additional sonicating from the other parts, and then that was 20 minutes on heating these up. And these, yeah, these are hot, but they're definitely going to be, all that water is going to be baked out of there, so that's cool. Okay, pull this out here. Alright. Nice. So again, I'm just scrubbing this down. This is the... So the one thing I was reading in one of the Vibraplex, you know, restoring keys, and I'll put it up in the window right now on the video. I can't remember the name offhand. You don't want to leave this too long in these this solution, especially with your chrome parts, because it'll start actually taking off the chrome. It'll start eating away at it. So just keep that in mind. Now it's 15 minutes on sonicator. I haven't done any trials to see how long it takes to remove the chrome. So we got that. Wow, that turned out pretty good. I mean, that's nice and clean now. We have some other tricks I'm going to try on here on the mainspring here. Yeah, the sonicator is the way to go. I'm not sitting here scrubbing parts. It just does such an awesome job on cleaning these parts up. Here's the damper wheel that turned out really good. I don't want to use a Scotch right now. I don't know why I did that, but you don't want to use that on there. So there's that. Okay. And then this again. This turned out great. I mean, this is, if you're definitely into the cleaning anything, I mean, you can clean other parts. You don't have to just clean, you know, telegraph keys, but this stuff works really good on this hardware. I am really, 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 really impressed how this cleans. And then I'll get a shot of the hardware over here on the tray. Okay, so these are all the pieces that were cleaned and baked in the 200 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes, and they're all nice and dry. See that little bit of discoloration there? I think that's some of the chrome coming off, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to inquire about that, but that's what it looks like to me, is some of the chrome has come off just with age. But everything else looks really good. The springs are nice and springy and not rusty. This looks like some brass there. It's really nice. Turned out pretty well. So, and then I just have the last set. This is cooled off now. To go. So this is just, everything's rinsed off here. This is the second rinse, and I'm just rinsing this off in water twice. But wow, look at that. That just turned out a lot nicer than it was before. So that's really cool. Sonicator is the way to go. Just 100%. So I put this back together here so I don't lose that spring and this small little bolt nut, that not bolt but the nut that goes on there. That's nice decorative on there. So yeah, let's get this in the oven. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode from the Bug Medic. We spent some time cleaning all the hardware with the ultrasonic cleaner using the cleaning solution. Turned out great. You saw how I baked out the parts for 20 minutes to make sure it's all dry. You know, getting all these threads and any internal threads just free of any water. In the next episode, we're going to be working on the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this down by hand using a block. I want to keep some of this paint on here, and then I'm going to wrinkle paint it. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to actually keep some paint on here so that wrinkle paint will actually stick on there a lot better once we apply it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video of the Bug Medic and this restoration of this Cedar Rapids bug. So yeah, until next time.